These are name of West African president that doesn't like Ibrahim Traore, and they want him to be killed with immediate effect. Something that most of Africans are very annoyed. After doing an investigation, after doing our research, we have come with tangible evidence to prove that these are African president that wants Ibrahim Traore to be finished. But what they don't know is that most of Africans are behind Traore. Not only in Africa, but most of the people in the whole world are behind the president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore. These names are going to shock you, because why do they want Ibrahim Traore to be killed? What are they going to benefit if Ibrahim Traore loses his own life? These names are going to shock you. Join us as I'm going to unveil the 20 West Africa president that doesn't like Ibrahim Traore. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. God bless you. God bless you. If you are new here, kindly subscribe and click the notification button for you to never ever miss any story that we post here in our channel, because we always focus on whatever that is trending in the world of internet. We are here to educate you. We are here to give you trending news, more so whatever that is happening in Africa. As we always say, we are Africans and Africa is our business. Our main objective is to make sure that Africans are united, Africans are loving one another. If you love one another and take care of ourselves as Africans, we are going to be better ahead. These are the 10 African West presidents that doesn't like Ibrahim Traore. I'm going to unveil them and tell you what they have done in their country as president. Join us as I'm going to tell you the 10 West African president that wants Ibrahim Traore to be brought down, and they are working with Julius Maada Bio, who is the president of Sierra Leone. Yet they are coming here that they are lying and say that they don't want to bring Ibrahim Traore down. Today, after thorough investigation, after doing our research, we are going to unveil to you, our audience, the West African president that doesn't like Ibrahim Traore. The first one is known as Patrice Talon, the president of Benin. Patrice Talon came to power on April 6, 2026. That is how many years? That is almost like 9 years. What has Patrice Talon done to the people in Benin? And why is this fifth person working so hard to make sure that Ibrahim Traore is down? When you come to the history of Patrick Talon has been engaging himself with the West. This is someone that has been used by the West for their own self-interest. Patrice Talon has been known as the person that is using the raw material of Benin to be refined in the West country. That's how Patrice Talon is just being used as a puppet. The president of Benin, Patrice Talon, who came to power on April 6, 2016. What has Patrice Talon did to the people of Benin? Most of the people in Benin don't appreciate whatever that Patrice Talon has done to them. Yet, this is a president that is working closely so that he can bring Ibrahim Traore down. Something that is not going to happen easily, because most of Africans are behind Ibrahim Traore. Most of the Beninians are behind Ibrahim Traore, and they really appreciate whatever that Ibrahim Traore is doing in Africa. The president of Benin, number one, Patrice Talon. The other one is the president of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, who is the president of the Gambia. At first, Adama Barrow came to power. Let me just tell you the time that he came to power. Adama Barrow came to power January 19, 2017. Up to 2017. How many years are those? Yes, the president of the Gambia is working hand in hand with the West so that he can bring Ibrahim Traore down. What they doesn't know is that most of the Gambian are behind Ibrahim Traore, and they really appreciate whatever that Ibrahim Traore is doing. In the ECOWAS, these are the people that are planning with Julius Maada Bio on a way that they are going to bring Ibrahim Traore down. Most of the terrorists that wants to bring Ibrahim Traore, some of them are coming from the Gambia, and these are people that are being spearheaded by the president of the Gambia, who is known as Adama Barrow. Something that people don't like is something that people are mostly against it. That is the second president of the West Africa, Gambia, the Gambia, known as Adama Barrow. The third one is the president of Guinea-Bissau, known as Embolo. Embolo. Let me tell you something about Embolo. Embolo came to power on February 2020. That is almost like 15 years. That is almost not 15 years, that is 5 years. Ibrahim Traore has been in power for only 2 years. What Ibrahim Traore has done in Burkina Faso cannot be compared with what Embolo has done in Guinea-Bissau, who is the president of Guinea-Bissau, known as Embolo. Let me tell you something about Embolo, what Embolo did in the Gambia. Embolo dissolved parliament more than 5 times. He dissolved parliament because these people were not agreeing to whatever that he wants to do to the Gambia. These people were against him. Embolo has put the opposition in his own pocket. Right now in Guinea-Bissau, there is no opposition because of this guy called Embolo, who has brought all the opposition leader on his side. That is the president of Guinea-Bissau that has been known to be working with the West. He was once a chairman of ECOWAS and worked with the West. This is a political leader that has been known working with the West for so long, known as Embolo, the president of Guinea-Bissau. Embolo, the time that he was the ECOWAS chairman, he used to be doing things told by the West. You know the West that I'm talking about? That is the country that was controlling Embolo. Everything that this president was doing in Guinea-Bissau, it's because of the West. Right now, he's working with Julius Maada Bio in ECOWAS so that they can bring Ibrahim Traore down. These are presidents that wants to bring Ibrahim Traore down here in West Africa. The other one is because of political instability, high corruption. Right now, in Guinea-Bissau, there is high rate of corruption. In Burkina Faso, what is really happening? Burkina Faso is a free, corrupt country as you are talking right now. There is no corruption. That is a country that they are doing things in their own way. Because this is a president that came to power for the love that he had towards his own people. This is a president that is not being controlled as puppet. That is President Ibrahim Traore. What about this Embolo? Embolo, he was the chairman of ECOWAS. Yet he was doing things because of being instructed by the West. The president of Guinea-Bissau, who is number 4, came to power on February 2020, but he don't want Ibrahim Traore to be in power. That is why he's working with Julius Maada Bio so that they can remove Ibrahim Traore out of power. They are the one that made everything. They're the one that they sponsored, and they plan that if Ibrahim Traore doesn't step down, they are planning to bring him down. What they don't know is that most of Africans are behind Ibrahim Traore, and there's nothing that is going to happen to the president of Burkina Faso, our captain. The other president is the president of Ivory Coast, Alassane Ouattara. When you talk about Alassane Ouattara, this last coup was being planned in Côte d'Ivoire. Like everything were planned in Côte d'Ivoire. And also the people that were being planned to bring Ibrahim Traore down, most of them were from Côte d'Ivoire, known as Ivory Coast. Alassane Ouattara came to power on May 2011. What has Alassane Ouattara do to the people of Côte d'Ivoire since he got to power? His plan has just been to bring Ibrahim Traore. In West Africa, Alassane Ouattara has been the biggest puppet in the West. That is someone that has been doing things for his own self-interest. This is a president that has been doing things so that he can benefit. So everything that Alassane Ouattara is doing in Côte d'Ivoire is for his own self-interest. Number 5, Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara wants Ibrahim Traore to be killed. That is something that they are planning. That is something that they are working around the clock to do, to see it happening. The assassination attempt was planned in Côte d'Ivoire. If this is a president that loves whatever that Ibrahim Traore is doing, why is he working with the West so that they can bring the president of Burkina Faso down? Something that is not going to happen. The other president is the president of Liberia, Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai has been known as the person that is fighting Ibrahim Traore. Remember during the protest where people are protesting against the West that they want to bring Ibrahim Traore down. Joseph Boakai in Liberia in Liberia was the one that arrested hundreds of people that were protesting against the arrest of Ibrahim Traore, Joseph Boakai. This is someone that needs to be looked keenly. He had just been in power on January 22nd, 2024. Something that he has done is absolutely nothing. We hope that he's going to do an amazing work as days goes. The other president is the president of Mauritania, Mohamed Gaouzeni. Mohamed Gaouzeni has just been known for working as a puppet of the West. This is a president that has been working around the clock with Julius Maada Bio in ECOWAS so that they can bring Ibrahim Traore down. Something that is not going to happen, because what they don't know is that most of Africans are behind Ibrahim Traore. Most of Africans are supporting whatever that Ibrahim Traore is doing in Africa. We just have one plan: unite Africa. That is something that we are working hand in hand to make sure that Africans are united, Africans are working together, Africans are loving one another. Something that is going to happen with immediate effect. But this, the president of Mauritania, Mohamed Gaouzeni, doesn't want that to happen. These are the people that are working with Julius Maada Bio in ECOWAS to bring Ibrahim Traore down. These are the head of state that they doesn't want to work for their own people. Their plan is just to remove Ibrahim Traore out of power. What will really happen if Ibrahim Traore get out of power? Will you benefit? What are you going to benefit? So we as the head of state should think and think twice. The other president is the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There was a lot of information, of insinuation that most of the terrorists that were going to Burkina Faso, they were coming from the northern part of Nigeria, which was the president of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the president of Nigeria. If Tinubu could have loved Ibrahim Traore, I think he came out and said that he's going to build a wall to prevent terrorists from getting into Nigeria. The question is that, where are Boko Haram coming from? Where are the Boko Haram coming from? How are you going to build a wall to prevent terrorists from coming from your country? Yet most of the terrorists that are in Africa are coming from Nigeria. Hey, that is something that doesn't make sense. And how is that perimeter wall that you are going to build prevent terrorists from coming in your own country? Yet they are in your own country. These are the terrorists that are being spearheaded. These are the terrorists that are being sent in Burkina Faso to destabilize the government of Ibrahim Traore. That is the number 8 president, known as Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is a president that has been known as the biggest puppet of the West, without fear, without contradiction. Is, to be honest, is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the biggest Nigerian puppet president, because most of Nigerians are claiming that they didn't vote for him, that he was put there by the West. That is something that is circulating around the media. The number 9th president is right now Julius Maada Bio. Came to power on April 4th, 2018. My question is that when I'm talking about this Julius Maada Bio, it's something that is very sad. It's something that needs to be taken with a lot of consideration. What is really happening? Why is this Julius Maada Bio working hand in hand to make sure? He said it's on record. He said that he's going to make sure that in the West Sahel countries there is going to be democracy. These are presidents that are going to be elected through democracy. And he came out and said that he must make sure that Ibrahim Traore should step down. So the statement that was made with this Julius Maada Bio is being supported by these presidents that I've talked about. These are presidents that are supporting what Julius Maada Bio said, and they want it to be implemented with immediate effect. Something that is not going to happen. It is something that we are not going to happen. We are not living on the 25th century. We are on early 20s. This is something that is not going to happen, because most of Africans are behind Ibrahim Traore. Most of Africans really appreciate whatever that Ibrahim Traore is doing in Africa. If it wasn't for Ibrahim Traore, so many youths could not gain courage. Right now, so many youths are ready to express themselves because of Ibrahim Traore. So many youths are into power because of of being inspired by Ibrahim Traore. So many presidents are doing good things to their own people because of being inspired by Ibrahim Traore. I can name those presidents that are being inspired by Ibrahim Traore. When I'm talking the president of Botswana, Gideon Dumaboko, doing an amazing work in Botswana because of just being inspired by whatever that Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. This is the time that we need to applaud those African leaders, those African head of state, that they are doing things for the people's benefit, that they are doing things so that they can benefit their own people. Thumbs up, Ibrahim Traore. Whatever that you are doing in Africa, it's really amazing. We will always be here standing with you. We will always be here championing the good things that you are doing in Burkina Faso, because your main work is to make sure that Africans are united. This is the time that we Africans need to love one another. This is the time that we Africans need to applaud and appreciate one another. If you don't appreciate one another, what is going to happen? The West country are going to come to our continent. They are going to divide us so that they can rule us. Because this name of the president that I've talked about, they are being spearheaded by the West country so that they can bring Ibrahim Traore down. Something that is not going to happen. This Julius Maada Bio was once a military. It is time for you to support your own military. Don't work with the West to bring your own military down. Kindly support your own people. You are not going to gain anything if you go with this movement of bringing Ibrahim Traore down. Something that is not going to happen. That is something that I'm telling you, it's not going to happen, because most of African head of state right now, they are supporting Ibrahim Traore. Not only Africa, there are so many countries outside Africa that are supporting Ibrahim Traore because of the work that is doing in Burkina Faso. These are the name of president that should be put in the name of shame. The last president that really don't appreciate whatever that Ibrahim Traore is doing and is going to shock you. My question is that this president has been in power since 2005 up to 2025. He took over from his father. This is a president that came out and decided to change their own constitution and say that this is a president that is not going to be removed out of power. That is something that he changed because of his own self-interest, because of something that he wants to remain in power forever. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the president of Togo. He's not the president, but he was the acting cabinet president. Right now, Togo have got two presidents. The first one, that president that was elected democratically, he is very inactive because all the powers were instructed in this president known as Faure Gnassingbe. Faure Gnassingbe has done totally nothing to the Togolese. This is a president that is coming in and say that he respects democracy. Which democracy does this Faure Gnassingbe really respect? We as Africans, it's time to wake up. We as Africans, it's time to help one another. It's time to support head of state that are doing things for the self-interest of people. It is time to be with this African president that really love the Africa. Well, you're talking about Africa. Africa is the best continent in the whole world. It is time for Africans to stand up and fight for their right. It is time for Africa to fight for what belongs to them. It is time for Africans to be united. The president of Mali has come out and decided to elect himself as the fully president of Mali, who is Assimi Goïta, has come out. That is a news that is reaching our desk, where Assimi Goïta has come out and said that he's not going to step down as Mali president and continue to fight for the people of Mali. That is a news that is reaching our desk. Tomorrow we are going to dig deeper on whatever that is happening in Mali, on what Assimi Goïta has done in Mali. If you're new here, kindly subscribe, click the notification button for you to never ever miss any story that we post here in our channel, because we always focus on whatever that is trending in the world of internet. Our main agenda is to make sure that Africans are united. Until next time, we always say we are Africans and Africa is our business. Until next time, game over.